Hello, my name is Betty, and today I'm going to talk about my campaign poster on liberalism. So, the slogan I chose for my campaign poster is "Live and Let Live." Essentially, what that phrase means is that a person should live as they choose and let other people do the same. I think the meaning of the phrase well represents a lot of the main ideas of liberalism, especially the idea of being independent. On my poster, there are these little characters, like a crowd of characters at the bottom, but in the middle, there's a character that stands out a little more, is like a little more colorful. So the character that stands out represents individualism, the idea of thinking freely and making your own decisions. And sprouting out of that character are these speech bubbles. So the speech bubbles represent freedom of speech, of course, which is something that Jeremy Bentham advocated for on liberalism. I think freedom of speech is important to express in my poster because it is a very relevant and powerful aspect of liberalism. Inside of the speech bubble are these symbols, which represent different policies and programs of liberalism, especially in a more modern aspect of liberalism. The first symbol I want to talk about is the light bulb. So when you think of a light bulb, you think of ideas, thinking, brainstorming, stuff like that. So the light bulb is kind of centering around enlightenment, and continuing off on that, there's another symbol on the right of my poster, which is a magnifying glass and a book. So that one's kind of about being self-educating. So both of these symbols represent being thinking critically and being sort of progressive. There are three other symbols in these speech bubbles, and those three symbols are kind of more focused on utilitarianism. And I think that's really important to talk about on my poster because utilitarianism is very relevant for liberalism today. In the past, liberalism was more beneficial for property owners and adult men, but liberalism today is more centered around everybody and being more progressive, right? So the weighing scale, the symbol of the weighing scale is evened out, so that represents fairness and equality. The LGBTQ plus flag, of course, represents LGBTQ plus rights, and then the pink symbol on the left represents women's rights. So these are movements that are very progressive and are beneficial for society, and that's something I think is important to represent in my poster, and I also think well represents what people want out of liberalism today. So that's about all for my poster. So thank you for watching.